Insperity presents the Small Business Advocate Show with Jim Blasingame, brought to you by FedEx, CareerBuilder.com, and Palo Alto Software. This is a copyrighted production of Small Business Network, Inc., all rights reserved.
They say the neon lights are bright on Broadway.
Welcome back. It's 7 till. I'm Jim Blasingame. Thank you very much for staying with me. Having a great visit with our good friend Giovanni Coratolo. Giovanni is the Vice President for Small Business Policy at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. That's uschamber.com, right, Giovanni?
That's correct, uschamber.com. And we're
now your big event, your big Small Business Week convention conference with all your stakeholders, and it's a great event. I've been to it for probably 10 years now in a row. That's coming up the very end of April, 1st of May, right?
That is correct. April 29th, 30th, and the 1st of May, we have our Small Business Summit. Generally have 700-800 small businesses fly into town. Great inspirational segments. We have policy segments. We have leadership segments. So we really want all small businesses to be aware of that. We have trips to the Hill. I have my small meeting, and you've been so gracious as to help out in that in years past. Yep. Your presence has always been very, very instrumental. Always nice to have the small business people that really carry our water out in the hinterlands there with us. So,
and they can find out more about that on your website, and we'll be talking about it some more, folks. But check it out and start making your plans. Giovanni, small business owners, we've been polling our small business audience on what they think about what Washington should do, whether they feel like they're being heard, and 71% of our audience said that when it comes to government, that basically government should just get out of their way. 71%, and the other 20, and one of the options was develop programs to help small business owners. Nobody voted for that one. They just want small business owners of the government to get out of our way, and the other 29% chose both. But 7 out of 10 small business owners just want the government to get out of our way. So we're starting to feel a little bit. We're feeling a little bit concerned that the government isn't hearing us, and they don't seem to be doing things to help us create jobs. What is your advice to small business owners for the next couple of years?
Well, I tell you, Jim, I feel the same way. Our surveys show the same. They don't want government involvement. They like less government into their day-to-day operations. It's a critical time for small business. We've just come off an election where a lot of small businesses are very disappointed. And I've talked to a number of them. I know you have, and they become more and more apathetic. This is the last time that small businesses should come that way. We have to be more engaged in politics. There's so many things that could happen over the next 2 or 3 years that could be very detrimental to small business. We have to be more engaged. We have to get involved in our local chambers. We have to get involved in our national organizations like the U.S. Chamber, our industry associations. This is the time where we have to really pick up the swords and fight the hardest. It's like the fourth quarter and you're down by 30 points. You can't give up. There are opportunities where you can still win. You can still add to the debate. You can still make a difference.
Well, one of the things we can definitely do, Giovanni, is minimize the damage.
Oh, absolutely. And in some rare cases, you can actually...
If you're going to stay in business, if you're not planning on closing up shop, we do need to stay plugged in and stay connected so we can minimize the damage by supporting you and the work that you're doing, for one thing.
Oh, absolutely. We have a great agenda. And there are some opportunities. I know immigration reform is going to be on the burner, and that could be an advantage for many small businesses. Tax and entitlement reform may be on the agenda. Energy. I mean, the vast reserves of energy could create millions of jobs, and we have a great energy agenda that's may not be addressed, but still we have to fight for it.
Well, there's going to be next 4 years, Giovanni, there are going to be some reconciling of power between the White House and Congress, between the Democrats and Republicans. And there are going to be there's going to be some things are going to get accomplished, and we need to make sure that small business owners are represented. And I'm glad that you're there in Washington, D.C. to hold our flag, and I appreciate the hard work that you do for us up there on the Hill and with the administration, Giovanni. Thank you for the good work that you're doing, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you too, Jim.
Thanks. Giovanni Coratolo, ladies and gentlemen, uschamber.com. Check out his website, and check out the big event they got coming up the end of April. I got to go for this hour. I'm Jim Blasingame, the Small Business Advocate, saying, always seek excellence, not perfection. I'll see you later.
Insperity presents the Small Business Advocate Show with Jim Blasingame, brought to you by FedEx, CareerBuilder.com, and Palo Alto Software. This is a copyrighted production of Small Business Network, Inc., intended for the private use of our audience. Except as otherwise provided by copyright law, all other copying, redistribution, or publication without prior written consent is prohibited. All rights reserved.